All around us, there's this massive, almost invisible infrastructure that powers our world. We're talking about these silent giants, standing guard over the energy we use every single day. These are energy storage tanks, and building them, well, that's a world of incredible precision, super high stakes, and some seriously deep expertise. Today, we're going to go inside that world.
All right, so to really get the inside scoop, we need a guide who knows the terrain. So meet Hervé MENGOUO. He was just named one of Stock Expo's 40 under 40 leaders in the tank storage industry. That means he's not just some expert, he's literally one of the people shaping the future of this whole field. So let's see what it takes to get to that level.
So how do you become one of the top experts building these giants? A title like 40 under 40 doesn't just fall out of the sky, it's earned. And it's earned through a deep, and you'll see, an incredibly specific set of skills.
It starts right here, on his very first above-ground storage tank certification course. Hervé scored a perfect 100%. Not a 98, not a 99, a perfect score. That tells you pretty much everything you need to know about the level of precision we're dealing with here.
And believe me, that was just the beginning. His expertise covers everything from microbiologically influenced corrosion, that's literally preventing microbes from eating away at solid steel, to managing these complex protective coatings. Every single one of these is a specialty that helps prevent catastrophic failure.
And if you really want to understand the stakes, just read this. This is straight from the security procedures for his API certification exam. They inspect your eyeglasses for hidden cameras, no jewelry allowed. Just think about that for a second. This isn't just a test. It's a high-security event. Why? Because the knowledge being certified is what protects billions of dollars in infrastructure and, more importantly, keeps communities safe.
Okay, so now that we've met the expert, let's zoom out and look at the stage where this kind of expertise is so desperately needed: the African energy landscape.
To really get a sense of the scale, you just need to know one number. According to KPMG, a staggering 57% of Africa's entire export earnings come from hydrocarbons. This isn't just one industry among many. For a huge part of the continent, it is the economy.
Now, this chart shows one of the continent's biggest economic puzzles. Africa is an absolute powerhouse when it comes to producing crude oil, but its refining capacity just can't keep up. This creates this huge infrastructure gap. They end up exporting raw crude only to have to import it back as more expensive refined fuel. And what's the key to closing that gap? You guessed it, storage.
And when we look at the hard numbers, you can see where these resources are concentrated. Libya, Nigeria, Angola, Algeria, and Egypt. They hold the vast majority of the continent's proven reserves. We're talking tens of billions of barrels. It's an incredible resource that demands an equally incredible infrastructure to manage it all.
So, with this massive need for infrastructure, how do you actually go about building one of these giants? It's not as simple as putting together a kit from IKEA, that's for sure. It requires a precise, industry-proven blueprint to turn a plan into a safe, functioning reality.
And that blueprint, it has a name: EPCCS. You can think of it as the master recipe for the entire industry. It stands for engineering, procurement, construction, commissioning, and startup. It's the proven, step-by-step process that turns an empty plot of land into a fully operational, billion-dollar facility.
Let's just quickly walk through it. It all starts with engineering. That's taking the idea from a sketch to a super detailed blueprint. Then comes procurement, sourcing every single part, from giant steel plates to tiny specialized valves. Next up is construction, the actual physical build on site. And finally, commissioning and startup. That's where the finished tank is tested like crazy before it's officially brought to life.
And the reason this EPCS framework is so critical is that it's the process that guarantees these massive assets are built correctly. It's what ensures they're safe for the people working there, that they're compliant with all the strict regulations, and that they're going to run efficiently for decades. Without this structure, the risk of failure is just way too high.
But here's the catch. A framework like EPCS is only as good as the people who are executing it. And that brings us to a huge industry-wide challenge. The infrastructure gap is one problem, but there's a growing gap in the most critical resource of all: the experts needed to do the work.
So, how big is this problem? Well, get this. A recent manufacturing survey found that 67%, that's 2/3, of professionals are seeing this skills gap with their own eyes. It's kind of a silent crisis that's slowing down major projects all over the world.
But here's the really surprising part. You'd think the biggest gaps would be in some super technical area, right? Well, nope. The number one missing skill is communication. That's followed by quality control,
technical troubleshooting, and leadership. These are the human skills you need to make incredibly complex projects, like building a giant storage tank, actually happen successfully.
So what's the solution? Well, it really boils down to upskilling. And the results are like night and day. When companies actually invest in training their people, 97% of employees feel more confident and 95% report higher job satisfaction. It's proof that investing in people creates a more capable and a more committed workforce.
And ultimately, it all comes back to the core principles of the job, which Hervé sums up perfectly right here. This work demands constant, unwavering attention to three things: quality, safety, and the environment. Those are the pillars, and they can only be held up by skilled experts.
And that leaves us with one final question to chew on. As technology like AI continues to change these industries, what's our real challenge moving forward? Is it just about building better, smarter machines? Or is the harder and maybe more important task to build the next generation of experts who can truly master